Good morning, everybody. This is meteorologist Jeff Gerber. We are going to give you an update on the latest on which is now Tropical Depression Beta, which has just been downgraded here at 10 o'clock. National Weather Service Hurricane Center saying the winds are down to 35 miles per hour, which that's what we were thinking was going to happen for this morning as it came on shore. It looked like it was continuing to weaken. Matter of fact, earlier this morning it looked like it was starting to weaken out there just a little bit. All right, let's take a look at the storm itself. And right now, as of 10 o'clock, winds are at 35 miles an hour, and it's still just kind of drifting off towards the northeast this morning at about 2 miles an hour. So it's not in a hurry to go anywhere. Still waiting for a trough of low pressure out in West Texas to pick it up and start to move it off towards the north and east, and that's going to happen later tonight going into tomorrow. Seeing everybody kind of chiming in. Good morning, everybody. Mary, Linda, Rita, Andy, good morning. Everybody, good morning. Watching from Dallas, appreciate that, Linda. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. All right, let's take a look at the storm. We'll take a look at the latest track from National Hurricane Center. Right now, it's located, I believe what they say, about 15 miles east-northeast of Victoria, Texas, and continues to work its way towards the northeast very slowly, but should pick up in speed as we head into Wednesday. Wednesday morning, it'll be just to our west. By Wednesday evening, it'll be just making it towards the Sabine River. So basically, we'll be affected by this storm system as we go through the day on Wednesday directly. I should say we'll catch some rain bands from it for today, but the storm will be overhead during the day on Wednesday, I guess I should say. So that's when I think we'll see some of the heaviest rainfall just before the storm gets here. So overnight tonight into the first part of the day on Wednesday, and then once it starts to move over to our east, the rain should start to shut off, and then it's going to quickly move out of the picture up into parts of Mississippi, even into Alabama as we head towards late Thursday, going into early on Friday. Big problem is going to be these bands of rain that are spinning around the center of the storm. Houston has seen a lot of problems this morning with these bands of rain moving into their location. Matter of fact, they've had some problems as far as street flooding in Houston. If you have an appointment or you need to get over to Houston today, I would call ahead or generally check on the roads if you can over there because they've seen quite a bit of localized flooding in the Houston area this morning with some heavy rainfall. But it's clear to pick up on these bands that are coming in off the Gulf of Mexico, and they're kind of pinwheeling in to the center of the storm, which is back over in here. We're going to continue to see that throughout the day. And you notice already some of these bands starting to make their way into Jefferson County up towards the Winnie area. These bands you see right here are going to be working their way off towards the north and east very slowly along with the storm system itself. So even though we haven't seen a whole lot of rain the last couple of days here in southeast Texas, it looks like we're going to start to pick up on that rain as we head into later on tonight and then into tomorrow. So that's where we're going to pick up maybe 2, 3, 4 inches of rainfall. Hopefully we don't see these bands train over one area. And when I mean train over one area, I mean one band moves over one area for an extended period of time. Like in the Houston area, you can see right there on the radar, rain moving right through the center of Houston, and they picked up quite a bit of rain. Matter of fact, I want to go to the next graphic here, and this is estimated rainfall by the Doppler radar, and not much across southeast Texas at all. But then you go down towards the Houston area, I mean, it is a bullseye right over the Houston metro area, and you can see some of the heavy rainfall they got. I'll show you some of the numbers here. That big purple spot right there in the middle, 8.5 inches of rain. Now this is over a 12-hour period, but most of this came probably within 3 or 4 hours for this morning. So 8 inches there, 6 inches there, 7 inches there, down towards Pearland's, 6 inches in the brown here. We've got 3 inches. So yeah, some very heavy rainfall this morning towards the Houston area. That's why they're seeing all the street flooding. So quite a bit of flooding around the Houston area. And luckily things are starting to lighten up a little bit for them, but still you can see the big numbers there towards the Houston area for this morning. So once again, if you're heading over that way, you might want to go ahead and call ahead if you can. Check with whoever you're going to make sure they're open or the roads are okay in that area, because there's a few problems. Here's our radar, and once again, not seeing too much going on across southeast Texas as far as widespread rainfall. There are some pockets of some heavy rain towards Toledo Bend, Sam Rayburn. We're seeing some heavy pockets of rain, northern end of Jasper and Newton County. Then you get back down towards not quite to Kirbyville there, but over towards Call. You're seeing a couple of pockets of heavy rain, one towards Spurger there. Just random pockets of some heavier rain. Now this is one thing we're kind of keeping our eye on. This is a little band of rain coming in off the Gulf of Mexico, and this band is sliding off towards the north and then north and west, and that's going to give some heavy rain for a little while in the Winnie area. These are what we're looking for. If hopefully they don't ride over one spot for an hour or two, because that will give us some localized flooding. That will cause some flash flooding if we pick up 2 or 3 inches of rain in a short period of time. So these bands coming in like they saw in Houston this morning, that's what we're hoping we don't see here in southeast Texas for later on tonight into tomorrow. But as the storm stays on shore, it should weaken, and these bands still will see some bands coming in, but hopefully they won't be as strong, and we'll get some rain, but won't see the same scenario play out like they saw in Houston for this morning. Once again, the Houston area not looking too bad right now. You can see the rain's kind of tapered off there in the Houston area, but still some heavy rains over towards Baytown, Mount Bellevue. They're catching some of those bands, but they're definitely not as heavy and not as strong as they were this morning. We have a flash flood watch that goes in effect through tomorrow, so we're watching the area for possibly some of those bands setting up and flash flooding. I think that's going to be the major problem with this storm as it slides overhead. The winds are going to be down. Well, there's a storm surge warning along the coast has been canceled. The tropical storm warning for Jefferson County has been canceled, of course, because it's not a tropical storm anymore. We're looking in general anywhere between, say, 1 inch of rain towards the lakes area, all the way up to maybe 4 or 5 inches of rain down towards the triangle here. And majority of that is going to come, say, tonight into tomorrow. So anywhere from about 1 to 3 inches in general, and there's some isolated spots could pick up a quick couple of inches, maybe upwards of 3 to 5 inches in some of the heavier spots where some of the rain is as the storm slides by tomorrow. So something we'll be watching out for closely for tomorrow. Overall, as far as what we can expect, as far as winds, 15 to 25 gusts, 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts to about 35 tomorrow in the triangle. About 10 to 20 with gusts to about 25 in the lakes area as it slides through. And then rainfall generally 1 to 3 inches in the lakes and about 3 to 5 inches in the triangle. Hopefully we don't see what happened like towards Houston when we pick up a quick 5 or 6 inches and it ends up being 7 or 8, 9 inches of rain in one day. Hopefully we won't see that tomorrow. And then the tornado threat is very low. Matter of fact, I have not seen any tornado warnings with this system at all. Usually you'll see 1 or 2 pop up down around the circulation center or with some of these bands that move through, and I have not seen any pop up, so that's some good news there. I think that's going to be a very low threat as far as any tornadoes spinning up very quickly with this system. Outside right now, just a lot of cloud cover. We're still seeing the east winds pretty strong, anywhere between 15 to 20, 25, and we've been seeing some gusts up around 30 for this morning. So it is a little bit breezy out there, and those winds will pick up a little bit more, of course, as the center of the storm moves overhead tomorrow. But just a lot of cloud cover right now, and we've been picking up a little bit of rain here and there. And then more quickly, I want to show you the 7-day forecast, which shows after tomorrow, that storm system moves off towards the east, and then that will clear us out starting Thursday and through Monday. It looks like a dry forecast. Notice temperatures creep up there every day. We start off about 84 for a high on Thursday, and then we'll jump up to about 91 for a high on Monday. Morning lows are going to be nice, though, back into the upper 60s and lower 70s, so that's not too bad at all. Let's go back to, this radar here and kind of show you what's going on as far as the rain bands. Like I said, majority of them has been down towards Chambers County, over towards the Houston area, and then working northward from there. We haven't seen a whole lot here in southeast Texas. Starting to see that one rain band set up south of Winnie, kind of sliding towards Winnie, so that's something we're kind of watching to see. But that seems to be moving off towards the north and east a little bit, and it seems to be weakening as it comes in, so that's some good news there. Once again, if you're just joining us, let's show you the track real quick. If you're just hopping on social media this morning. Tropical depression beta, yes, it's not a tropical storm anymore. Winds are at 35, moving northeast at 2, so it's just drifting along to the northeast, but it'll be pushed a little bit faster as we head towards tomorrow. It should be overhead here in southeast Texas as we head towards tomorrow during the day, and then eventually moves off towards the east by Thursday. So tomorrow will be the day where I think we'll see the steadier, heavier rains come in with this, and we'll also see wind gust maybe to 30 miles per hour, something like that. I don't think the wind's going to be a deal. It's going to be the rain and how the rain sets up in this system as it moves overhead. That's going to be the thing we're going to be looking for. All right, let me see. Let me throw back up just the radar in the area here while I check out some of these comments and see if I can run down some of these comments real quick, because I'm sure there's a bunch of them. Hello, Connie. Might as well get ready for Golden Triangles. It's coming your way. Be safe. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Eli. Oh, Missy said it's been rough getting to Houston this morning, but made it. I'm glad you made it, Missy. It was bad over there. You should be all right to make it back into Beaumont. I don't think you'll have any problems there. Good morning from Port Arthur. I know you got to feel for the folks over there in the Houston area. I know. Good morning from Kirbyville. Appreciate you tuning in. Tomorrow Houston will be on the backside of this storm system. So this is the one day that they're going to see the heavy rain in Houston. So if you got travel plans to Houston tomorrow, I think you'll be all right. Houston shouldn't see this same thing happen tomorrow. It's just was today. They're out ahead of the storm. Tomorrow the storm will be past them, or by tomorrow morning it'll be past them, and they'll start to see some drier weather. So if you have something to do over in Houston tomorrow, appointment or something, I think you'll be fine with that. All right. Let's see. Good morning from Toledo Bend. Hey, good morning up there. Port Arthur, good morning. A lot of folks just saying good morning, and I hope everybody's doing well this morning. Oh, Shirley's from California. Thanks for watching. Just a lot of folks saying good morning, and I think a lot of folks are just happy that this thing turned out to be a little bit weaker than we officially thought. That's good news there. Do you think the bayou is going to go as far as much more than it was? I don't think we're going to see too much more as far as a storm surge or things like that. Let me see. High tide was at 6:30 this morning. We won't see another one until 9:44 for tonight. Now that's towards Sabine Pass, Texas Point there. So I think now that the storm is inland, we'll still see some water along the coast. But I don't think we'll see anything as far as really any storm surge, maybe just a higher level tide a little bit like we've been seeing. And this morning from Bolivar down there, they said that 87 was open. They had it cleared off and people were able to drive along 87. Same deal over towards Sabine Pass, 87 over there. They said there was some water on the road, but it was passable, just to be very careful as you pass by down there. So I think now that the storm is onshore, it's going to stay onshore. I think as far as those tide levels, they'll start to come down just a little bit. The water won't be quite as high. It's going to take a little while to get the tides down, but they're going to be coming down for sure. And as it moves overhead tomorrow, all the higher tides should be a little bit farther off towards the east, out ahead of this thing and not behind it. So anyway, a lot of folks watching from different places. Appreciate it. Port Arthur, and do we need to worry about flooding in Hampshire? No, I don't think so. Like I said, the only thing we're looking for right now with this storm coming through would be these bands setting up. If we see some of those maybe late tonight or tomorrow and they train over the same area, they continue to set up right over the same area, that could set us up for some flash flooding, which would be, maybe 2 or 3 inches of rain in an hour's time or 2 hours time. That's where we might run into some flooding. As far as bayou coming up or a river coming up and flooding out, that's not going to happen with this. It's going to be these heavy, quick rains that could possibly fall around the center of the storm that will give us a quick localized flash flooding. You know how 69, the side roads always flood out when we have some heavy rains. You can see something like that pop up. But as far as widespread flooding across the area, we don't look for that. It's going to be these little bands that kind of set up across the area. And if they train over one spot, that's where we could run into some quick localized flooding. So, College Station. Oh, good to see somebody from College Station. A lot of folks here at Channel 12 A&M. Patrick Vaughn, Chief Meteorologist, went to A&M, and he'll tell you that in a second. He loves his A&M. Anyway, once again, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. Just kind of keep an eye on things if you live in a flood-prone area, especially late tonight in through the day tomorrow as some of this rain does come into the area. I think we can handle most of it. It's been so dry for so long. I think we'll be okay. But just kind of keep an eye on these bands. You can go to 12newsnow.com and check out the radar there. Or if you have our app on your phone, you can get the radar there and kind of keep an eye on these bands. If we have any warnings or anything like that, we'll let you know. Right now, we do have a watch for flash flooding, but if we have any warnings or anything like that, we'll be quick to let you know on social media and things like that. But right now, we've been doing good. Last couple of days, we've gotten some rain, but it's been pretty light, so the ground can still soak up a lot of rain that does fall. I think we're going to be okay as we head through tomorrow. Just going to be interesting to see where some of this heavier rain sets up across southeast Texas. What about schools being closed? I don't think we'll have to worry about that. The winds aren't going to be strong enough to worry about closing any schools or anything like that. And like I said, if we see a flash flooding scenario set up, it's going to be an isolated spot. It's not going to be widespread across the area. And hopefully we won't see that. Right now, chances of something flooding out tomorrow are fairly low to medium. I don't think we're going to see too many spots do that. So I imagine schools will probably just stay open for tomorrow. We'll be flooding in Lumberton. Same thing, Lisa. If we get a quick couple of inches of rain with one of these bands that come over Lumberton, then yeah, you'll see some quick localized flooding. But right now, it doesn't look like that's going to be something that's going to really be widespread as we get into tomorrow. Something we'll be watching, though, as we go through the next 24 hours. I think once we get past tomorrow afternoon, we'll be fine after that. Storm moves off towards the east, and things should be pretty good. Anyway, I appreciate all the comments, everybody. We're watching it closely for you right now. The good news is it's a tropical depression, and the more it weakens, that means the less impact it'll have here on southeast Texas. It'll be overhead tomorrow, and we'll be watching it then for you. We'll do another Facebook Live tomorrow morning about this time, and of course, Patrick will be doing one for later on tonight. Just stay tuned in, and we'll keep you updated on what's going on with now Tropical Depression Rita. Appreciate everybody watching. Thank you.